Hi guys, today I wanted to record a quick video to show you how to effectively use UTM tracking on your URLs with Google Analytics. So first of all, I'm starting with a Google Help Guide. What better place to begin? Here you will see an example of what UTM parameters look like. And I want to break this down so that you understand what it is that you are seeing in this URL. So let's break it down bit by bit. First of all, you're going to have your URL. The question mark will break your URL and the UTM parameters string that we are going to add. And here the blue bits, oops, missed the blue bit. The blue bits are the actual UTM parameters, and the green bits are the information that we are going to enter into our URL. So first UTM parameter is source, and then we are going to add our source name. The AND allows us to begin a new UTM parameter. So now we're going to go with medium, and then we enter our medium name. And again, break it up, add campaign. We can name campaign however we want. Break it up again and enter content. Again, we can add a nice description to that content. And once it's all added together, it looks a little something like this. So if we scroll down, here is an example of how I like to do it. So most people will simply use Facebook and Facebook as a source, PPC as a medium, but I like to go a little bit beyond that and have it completely unique so that it's not something I'm going to see in analytics with something else. I want it to be completely unique to my way of working. So for example, if there was other traffic coming from Facebook, that would identify as Facebook. But we can be certain that our ad traffic, for example, if that's where I'm using this URL, is from paid advertising within Facebook because I've used the source of Facebook PPC. I'm also going to use my medium as Facebook ads. Again, depending where you are using this string is what information you input. It can be literally used anywhere. So if it's on a blog, if it's on a social post, if it's in an email, whatever you are tracking, that is the information that you're going to enter. And your content can literally be named however you want it to so that it's clear and relevant to you. One key thing to remember here is that you want to name it so that in years to come when you're looking back on your analytical data, it's still going to make sense. So, you know, we could have gone with January sale, but I'm going to put the year in there. I'm going to say this was the January sale in 2019. Just in case somehow you put out some piece of content that continues delivering traffic into the January sale of 2020, you want to be able to separate that data and see, okay, this was actually from last year and it's still performing and driving traffic and leading to sales, leads, etc. Whatever sort of content goals you may be tracking within analytics. So it's really important that you have some logic to your naming of your parameters. And it's always a good idea as well to keep a spreadsheet of the content you're putting out and the parameters that you've used, because then if you ever come back and think, oh, what campaign did I run in January 2019? I want to have a look at the data for that. Hop over to your spreadsheet, look for the campaign name that you used, and you can search that in analytics and find exactly what you're looking for. So hopefully that gives you an understanding of how the UTM parameter string is put together, what each element means, and how you can utilize that. A couple of other things that I want to show you. First of all, if you are doing this specifically for Facebook ads, I won't stay too long on here. Your parameters will go in this box down here at the bottom of your ad creation screen. But it's important to note that the question mark doesn't need to be added in here. You are simply going to enter the parameters and Facebook will append that to your URL. You don't need that question mark to break it up. If you want to add that in there manually, great. If not, there's actually a URL builder right here for you. You can enter your information as you need it. Hit add parameter. Oh, sorry, no, that's to add a custom parameter. We don't need to do that right now. Sorry, hit apply, and that will populate it into the URL parameters field for you. And then that will be appended to the URL, and that will tell Google Analytics sort of where this came from, what the source was, medium, campaign, and what that piece of content was. So let's jump over quickly into analytics and have a look at what that looks like once you've received traffic from a URL with those parameters on. So here we are in an analytics dashboard, and I hope you're familiar enough to get to this stage. What I've done here is navigated through acquisition into all traffic. I've set the primary dimension here as source and medium, and then I've set a secondary dimension here of campaign. So what we can see here is I have Facebook PPC / Facebook ads, my source and medium. And then my campaign name was, for this one, Invisalign lead gen. What we can also do is say, okay, well, what piece of content were we looking at that time? And we can see here the different content names that are right there. So there was winning assets, there was Invisalign from £52 per month. That's actually from Google. A note for anyone that is using Google Ads, Google will automatically do a lot of this for you. So check to see if you have automatic UTM parameters set within your Google Ads dashboard. If you don't, then you can append your own string and it will work. If you do, then there's no need to do that. So that is how the data will appear in Google Analytics, and you can then drill down into any area and have a look at the metrics around that. So just hopping back over here, the last thing that I wanted to show you was Google's actual URL builder. Very useful. I will post the URL of this down below the video, so feel free to hop on and use that. Self-explanatory. You're going to enter your website URL, enter your campaign source, medium, name, and then that will create the URL down here for you. Another useful piece of information on here is a bit more of an explanation of sort of how to use each parameter. And a key note that I meant to mention over here actually is you don't have to have it like this, so it's January sale 2019 or one word. You can break it up with underscores, and that will appear as one item in Google Analytics. So hopefully that was simple enough to understand, but detailed enough to give you enough to work from. If you have any further questions, please Please do feel free to post a question below, and I will do my best to answer that for you.